Can you tell me your name and what organisation or project that you're representing today?
My name's Tony Toole. I come from Wales, Swansea in Wales. I'm an educational consultant, so I work with a number of different institutions, and I also work with JISC quite a lot.
Okay.
In general, I run e-learning projects, mainly for small companies in rural areas, but I also have a sort of broader educational brief than that.
Okay, brilliant. And what does this conference mean for you?
It's a huge networking event, apart from anything else. Obviously, there are people from all over the world here. A particular interest of mine is in the globalization of education, of open educational resources, and there are several people I want to meet here who are involved in that kind of thing.
Okay, and can you tell me a bit about the open educational resources? Why is that important to you, and what does it mean?
Well, the fact is that the use of the internet, in particular in education, has made educational resources, globally available. So you can source educational materials from pretty well anywhere now. And there's a movement, you're probably aware, towards the release of educational resources for everybody to use. It was started by MIT in the States. The Open University in this country have joined a large number of universities and other organisations globally who are contributing. And it's likely to become a hugely important thing for the future education. Campus-based education as well as distance education.
And how does that then relate to your work? Can you give an example where a more open approach to resources has been useful in the work you've been doing?
Sure. I mean, my background has always been in online distance learning, and therefore we spent a lot of time creating course content for learners. What the open educational resource movement means is that we won't be concentrating so much on creating our own content anymore. It's much more harvesting it from sources globally and then using it for our particular learners. It's going to be a much more efficient way of doing things, and we're all going to learn from each other. At the moment, it's very early on in its development, and so one of my projects currently is to experiment with exactly that we're developing degree level modules without creating any content at all. We're just harvesting the content globally and making it available to learners.
Okay, and what encouragement would you give to large institutions to encourage them to be open with their educational resources, say like big universities like Salford or Manchester University?
Well, they will be doing it. The fact is, for example, with JISC at the moment there is a call out for projects for exactly those types of institution to make their resources available. There's funding for them to prepare them, to make them available so that they can be used by other people. And the rationale behind it is that the value isn't in the materials themselves, but it's the way institutions exploit those materials. That's their competitive advantage. And they'll gain much more by being part of the global movement than being isolated.
Okay, brilliant. We'll come back and let us know if you find out anything vital for us. I think we're publishing this with like an open license on the internet.
Okay.
So I'll give you a card and you can find out where you can find it out.
Sounds good.
Thanks a lot.
No problem.